Annyeonghaseyo, this is meowmurai. Let's continue our game of the First Descendant running on PC. Alright, still got our corn outfits. The perfect fit. The corny fit. Three missions. Okay.
이번엔 뭐가 필요하니? 말해봐.
Okay, still got another 18 hours for Blair, so I guess we're playing him tomorrow. I certainly cannot play him tonight. Oh, ooh, I'm almost out of money. Yeah, let's go make some money. Where's the new Kuiper mine? Do I have any consumables for this stuff? Oh, I do have one. Nope, okay. Okay. As soon as I start a mission.
뭐라길래 이렇게 철통같이 지키고 있는 거야? 저 빌어먹게 큰 채굴기 형태로 봤을 때 평범한 건 아닐 건데. 경고장치 고장난 거 아니야? 또 올린다고? 아, 저 역시 직접 살펴봐야겠어. 그러기 위해선 네가 벌거스를 모두 정리해줘야 해. 할 수 있지?
That's right. Can't stop the launcher corn.
이런 경고음이 들리는데? 좋지 않은 기분이야. 어디 보자. 위험 개체 접근 경고잖아. 아무래도 꽤 강한 놈이 왔나 본데? 녀석을 개스다! 고출력 벌거스 신호가 또 포착됐어. 끝도 없네 정말. 부탁할게. 벌거스 시설의 에너지 흐름이 이상한데? 어머라, 또 방어 병력이 도착한 모양이야. 빌어먹을 놈들은 왜 끝이 없어? 제기를.
Yeah, I'd say this is one of the nicer looking levels.
계승자, 확인을 위해선 우리 작업반이 돌아다닐 수 있을 만큼 안전성이 확보돼야 해.
Especially the corn suit. It's a very realistic corn suit.
사방에 벌거수가 가득하구만. 완전 벌집을 들쑤시는 느낌이야.
Where do you guys want to go? It's the toughest thing to decide.
잃어먹을 계승자. 본출력 벌거수 신호가 또 포착됐어. 끝도 없네 정말. 부탁할게.
Where is it? Oh, okay. There you go. Those guys got it.
지겹지도 않나. 방어 병력이 다시 모여들고 있어. 분명 놈들을 이끄는 벌거스가 주변에 있을 거야.
Oh, everybody died? Well, that's great. I wonder what I got it for. Whatever it was, that wasn't near it.
이 경고장치 고장난 거 아니야? 또 올린다고? 아, 처치 곤란하게 한 놈 더 나타나셨군. 부탁해, 갱자. 좋았어. 이제 뒤는 나한테 맡기고 편히 쉬라고. 수고했어.
Ugh, almost died. How much we got out of that? 2 million? Well, I only had 900,000 before this, so that's not too bad. All right, corn mama.
죽여주지.
계승자, 아무래도 네 도움이 필요해서 호출했어. 이놈들 말이야, 수상한 채굴기를 운영하고 있거든. 그걸 조사하려면 일단 지키는 병력을 모조리 쫓아버려야 해. 자, 시작해보자고 계승자. 방어 병력이 아주 바글바글하네. 싹 청소해줘. 알겠지? 뭘 하길래 이렇게 철통같이 지키고 있는 거야? 저 빌어먹게 큰 채굴기 형태로 봤을 때 평범한 건 아닐 건데. 이 경고장치 고장난 거 아니야? 또 올린다고? 아, 처치 곤란하게 한 놈 더 나타나셨군. 부탁해, 계승자. 역시 직접 살펴봐야겠어. 그러기 위해선 네가 벌거스를 모두 정리해줘야 해. 할 수 있지?
Bonchon? Yeah, I've had Bonchon I think like 2 or 3 times. It's actually not my favorite Korean fast food or chicken place. It's alright.
이런 경고음이 들리는데? 좋지 않은 기분이야. 어디 보자. 위험 개체 접근 경고잖아. 아무래도 꽤
But I actually have a Chim King. Yeah, I think I have a Chim King in my area, which is better in my opinion.
잊어먹을 계승자. 고출력 벌거스 신호가 또 포착됐어. 끝도 없네 정말. 부탁할게.
Oops, sorry. It's hard to pet a cat and play this game. Yeah, but don't get me wrong. I mean, if you haven't tried Bonchon, I think you'll be happy with it. I think most people really like it.
아, 또 방어 병력이 도착한 모양이야.
Yeah, I'm also lucky where I live. There's actually a couple of Korean fried chicken food carts that have opened up recently.
빌어먹을 놈들은 왜 끝이 없어?
So I actually have a lot of choices if I want Korean fried chicken. And everybody has their own sort of style on how they do things. Yeah, actually, it's funny that you mentioned it. I just went to I just tried out one of the new food carts. They had like a sort of a different sort of style of Korean fried chicken. Like they only had like boneless thighs. You know, not the normal style, you know, wings and drumettes. And they also served it with with kimchi and purple rice, which is not super duper common around here. But I do like the purple rice. It has a nice little flavor to it. It's still fluffy like jasmine rice. And you get a couple extra nutrients from the black rice that gets mixed into it. That makes it the purple rice. That way you don't have to suffer with brown rice. Yeah, strangely enough for Bonchon, I've heard people really like the fries. Yeah, purple rice is just it's just white rice with like a small portion of black sticky rice. So I think it's like 80-20 or possibly 90-10. Like the ratio is pretty low for the black sticky rice part of it. But that's what gives it its purple color. And because the black sticky rice has more nutrients, like it's less processed, you get like a little more out of it than you do regular white rice. And you know, it just looks cool. So, I'm not sure where the tradition started. But it tastes just like white rice, you know. You know, just for a while I was eating a lot of brown rice just for my health. But, you know, brown rice has a... like it's not like a fluffy consistency. Like the grains are a little harder and tougher. And it has kind of a... well, it depends on what kind you get, but it has kind of an oatmeal sort of taste to it. Which is okay, but you know, I don't want to have like the oatmeal flavor all the time. Where'd you guys go? You guys go to sea? Okay. You hate oatmeal? I every once in a while I'll want to eat oatmeal, but yeah, in general I'm not a big fan. But I do like oatmeal cookies, so you know. But that's just oatmeal with a lot of sugar in it, so you know, it's pretty easy to fix something with these when you just pour tons of sugar into it. Yeah, I'm not necessarily fond of like the raisins they put in oatmeal cookies. But you know, it's a tradition, so I don't mind it. If I make them at home, I make them with dates instead of raisins, and generally I'm happy with that. But nobody really makes them with dates. Occasionally they'll make them with chocolate. Which is really interesting because like you can find like energy bars or protein bars with oatmeal and chocolate, but you generally don't find like cookies baked with oatmeal and chocolate. It's like, well, people seem to like the combination, but then nobody wants to put them in a cookie. You have to stick them in this really gross protein bar, apparently. It's the only time it's the only time anybody mixes the two together. Or in a cereal. I think I've seen like oatmeal and chocolate cereal. Yeah, just regular oatmeal with like, you know, like no maple or cinnamon or something like that. That's like death. I don't know how anybody could eat just plain oatmeal. It's really more about the condiments in oatmeal. Yeah, I don't know if I'm like sick of chocolate chip cookies or what, but I've been buying like oatmeal cookies lately, and I've been happy with them. Normally a chocolate chip cookie is, you know, is usually pretty good to me, but I don't know. I guess maybe I've had one too many in my life. Need a little change of pace. Those snickerdoodles are the ones that I scratch my head on. I'm like, I don't know what this is supposed to taste like. and it has a weird consistency.
계승자, 아무래도 네 도움이 필요해서 호출했어. 이놈들 말이야. 수상한
So yeah,
체험기를
I
운영하고 있거든.
won't say I hate snickerdoodles, but
그걸
they're
조사하려면
kind of last on my
일단
list.
지키는 병력을 모조리 쫓아버려야 해. 자, 시작해보자고 계승자. 방어 병력이 아주 바글바글하네. 싹 청소해줘. 알겠지?
Like, I love Rice Krispie treats if I make them at home. I've never run into like a Rice Krispie treat that like a bakery has made or a chef has made where I've been like happy with the way they taste.
뭐라길래 이렇게 철통같이 지키고 있는 거야?
It's one of those things where you can't cheap out on the ingredients, or else it kind of ruins the recipe. So you can't use cheap butter, you can't use cheap marshmallows, which is usually what you get if you buy a pre-made Rice Krispie.
이 경고장치 고장난 거 아니야? 또 올린다고? 아, 저치 곤란하게 한 놈 더
I guess that
나타나면
makes me a Rice Krispie treat snob or something, but you know, can't help it. Lemon Oreos. I have never heard of that.
역시 직접 살펴봐야겠어. 그러기 위해선
I do generally like the thin Oreos. Like, I actually don't like the regular thick Oreos. The thin ones I'm down with though.
이런 경고음이 들리는데 좋지 않은
I mean, lemon Oreos. I mean, they don't sound like they'd be bad.
위험 개체 접근 경고잖아.
I just don't think I've ever seen them.
강한 놈이 왔나 본데?
Then again, there are like a large variety of Oreos. Red velvet Oreos, mint Oreos. I think I saw like a limited edition peanut Oreo too, which I'm sure tasted fine. It just didn't really seem like something I would want. In Walmart. Oh, I pretty rarely ever go to Walmart, so that would probably explain it. I have like a Kroger near me and a Safeway.
보출력 벌거스 신호가 또
And that's where I tend to go.
또 없는 정보를 부탁할게.
Technically, I have a Whole Foods that's close to me too, but I'm not a real big fan of Whole Foods. Walmart's close, yeah.
벌거스 시설에
Yeah, the Safeway bakery here, or the one that's near me, is really good.
또 방어 병력이 도착한
Usually those supermarket bakeries, again, they kind of tend to cheap out, and use cheaper stuff, but I don't know, man. I mean, these actually taste like real bakery products. With the exception of the French bread. I think they kind of fail on the French bread, but, you know, can't win them all. That's where the Kroger is, that kind of wins out, is the French bread. At least in my opinion. I don't know. Yeah, but generally, like the Kroger bakery is not as. I mean, that's where they really cheap out on the bakery. So if we go to Kroger, it's like I'll like buy maybe some fried chicken and mac and cheese, and the French bread,
먹을 놈들은 왜 끝이 없어? 제기랄.
and then whatever's on sale. You know, I mean, supermarkets kind of all got the same inventory. I used to live near a Winco Foods that had a sushi bar, so it was kind of like this more upscale Winco. And generally, like Winco is like the cheaper version of Kroger. But yeah, when I lived in a slightly nicer neighborhood, even though the Winco was nicer.
이 경고장치 고장난 거 아니야? 또 올린다고? 아, 처치 곤란한 게 한두 번 나타나셨군. 부탁해 계승자. 계승자. 확인을
Yeah, I
위해서
mean, supermarket sushi is kind of one of those things, right?
안전상의
Like you really only eat it if you're for convenience sake, right? It's not good by any means. But again, thankfully, I do have like some nice sushi places around here. But it's not really the definition of fast food. I mean, you had to wait a little while for some good sushi. And there are some sushi carts that opened up. I don't know. This area, we love our food carts for whatever reason. But I haven't tried them yet. In fact, I'd say there are certainly more food carts in my area than there are grocery stores. And it's almost like a one-to-one for like restaurants. It's because there's so many food carts. You don't like California rolls? Why? No, I like some of the more adventurous stuff. I do like the eel. I like the tuna.
사방에 벌거수가 가득하구만.
If there's like a spicy version of one of the things, I generally tend to buy that. Although sushi, I mean in general, and again, it may be because of this area, that when something says like spicy tuna, it is definitely not spicy. I feel it's an insult to call the spicy tuna around here spicy. Usually I keep some sriracha around here, just because I know it's never gonna be spicy enough. Although that's a fairly normal thing. I mean, sushi in general is not considered like a spicy kind of food. It's usually not spicy. Even in Japanese cuisine, it's usually like a soup or or some sort of meat bowl that would be spicy. But the sushi is usually not spicy. Well, we have all sorts of weird names that we give our rolls here. I mean, we have like caterpillar rolls and Manhattan rolls, you know, Philadelphia rolls. I'm pretty sure you know, none of these rolls originated from Japan. Especially like some of them like deep fried rolls. Although I know that you know, there are places in Tokyo where you can get deep fried sushi. But here, there's always at least one deep fried sushi roll, no matter where you go around here. Usually two or three, but at least one. There might even be a Manhattan roll. I don't know. Just pick a big city and somebody named a roll after it. This is where it gets more fun. There's a lot more chaos. Oh, my two ultimate players, huh? Seems like they're doing okay. Maybe he's good for mobbing. Regular Blair is, he's just barely okay. Ugh, she takes such a movement hit. But it's a pretty good, pretty good sacrifice for having infinite ammo. Oh, well, you know, it's a rocket launcher. Or it's a grenade launcher. So, yeah, not much sense in using the aim down the sights for a grenade launcher. Pretty much just point something in the general direction and it's going to hit. I should put a scope on this grenade launcher. Try to snipe with your grenade launcher. I know, I always screw up the spin.
이 경고장치 고장난 거 아니야? 또 올린다고? 아, 전치 곤란하게 한 놈 더 나타나셨군. 부탁했겠습니다.
Ew, thing takes a beating.
좋았어. 이제 뒤는 나한테 맡기고 편히 쉬라고.
It is amazing how close to it's so close to being photoreal. It's like just a hair away. Just one or two things look a little awkward.
계승자, 아무래도 네 도움이 필요해서.
Although I'm sure you could fool some people
이놈들 말이야.
taking a screenshot.
수상한 채굴기를 운영하고 있거든. 그걸 조사하려면 일단 지키는 병력을 모조리
get up there.
쫓아버려야 해. 자, 시작해보자고 계승자. 방어 병력이 아주 부글바글하네. 싹 청소해줘. 알겠지?
You don't know if you wanted that real.
뭐라길래 이렇게 철통같이
I don't know.
지키고 있는 거야?
I wouldn't mind a more realistic corn suit.
이렇게 큰 채굴기 형태로 봤을 때 평범한 건 아닐 건데. 경고장치 고장난 거 아니야? 또 올린다고?
But I hear you. You know, I do like a little bit more fantasy in my,
전치 곤란하게
especially in my sci-fi.
부탁했겠습니다.
At this point in time, regular science fiction, regular spaceships are kind of boring looking. It's just a tube, right? A tube with some rockets.
역시 직접 살펴봐야겠어.
Maybe Katy Perry in there every once in a while.
네가 벌 것들을 모두 정리해줘야 해. 할 수 있지? 이런 경고음이 들리는데 좋지 않은 기분이야. 어디 보자. 위험 개체 접근 경고잖아. 아무래도 꽤 강한 놈이 왔나 본데. 저버글 계승자. 본출력 벌거트 신호가 또 포착됐어. 끝도 없네 저거.
Although I guess here soon we're gonna get some very unrealistic booby movements, which I'm sure nobody wants those to look like they do in real life. They gotta bounce around like you're on the moon, yeah.
벌거스 시설의 에너지 흐름이 이상한데? 눈치 없어? 제기를.
I'll go to B. Why not? Thankfully, Blake can solo this stuff. So, even if I pick the one that nobody else goes to, I'll still be alive.
이 경고장치 고장난 거 아니야? 또 올린다고? 아, 처치 곤란하게 한 놈 더 나타나셨군. 부탁해, 계승자. 계승자, 확인을 위해선 우리 작업반이 돌아다닐 수 있을 만큼
Oh, a new
안전성을
Extreme Beach?
확보해야 해.
I think that game actually doesn't have the volleyball. If I'm thinking of the game that you're thinking of. I think the new Lunar DNA, DOA is actually like heavier on the dating sim. Yeah, there's no volleyball in the new one. Which is kind of too bad because I actually like the volleyball. Strangely enough. Well, that's largely because, you know, there's not like a lot of volleyball games out there.
사방에 벌거스가 가득하구만. 완전 벌집을 들고 있는 느낌이야.
Yeah, I think, I mean, they kind of screwed up with DOA 6. So I think it might be a while before we get another DOA. And they really got to calm down with all the DLC. I mean, the DLC and DOA, you know, 5 and 6 is just out of this world, you know. I mean, just balls out completely ridiculous. I mean, people complain about this game. This game has like 1/100th of the DLC that DOA has, DOA 6 has. DOA 5, yeah. You know, I'm not one of those people that minds DOA 6. But yeah, it's not as good as 5. I mean, personally, I'm hoping SNK will look at Art of Fighting again. I would love another Art of Fighting. You know, but they gotta finish Fatal Fury before anything else. Yeah, at this point in time, anything's better than Tekken 8.
지겹지도
Yeah, Mark of the Wolves is awesome. That's certainly one of SNK's best games. The crash screen Easter egg? That's funny.
좋았어. 이제 뒤는 나한테 맡기고 편히 쉬라고. 수고했어.
Where are we at now? 9 million? Not too bad. I mean, I think it takes like 12 or 16 million to do upgrades to a character. It's like somewhere around there. And by the time I get that, then, you know, I'll have my Ultimate Blair unlocked. And we'll start playing around with him and see how good he is. Oh, yeah. See you, Frank.
계승자, 아무래도 네 도움이 필요해서 호출했어. 이놈들 말이야. 수상한
I mean,
지형기를
he seems pretty good based on how other people are playing him.
조사하려면 일단 지키는 병력을 모조리 쫓아버려야 돼. 자, 시작해보자고 계승자. 방어 병력이 아주 바글바글하네. 싹 청소해줘. 알겠지?
I don't know if he has a meme build out there yet.
뭐라길래 이렇게 철통같이 지키고 있는 거야? 저
Still pretty early. So maybe another day or two before we get one of those.
이 경보장치 고장난 거 아니야? 또 올린다고? 아, 저치 곤란한 게 한 놈 더 나타나셨군. 부탁해 계승자. 역시 직접 살펴봐야겠어. 그러기 위해선 네가 벌거지를 모두 정리해줘야 해. 할 수 있지?
Although maybe I don't need to spend that much. I forget that you can transfer your old, transfer stuff from your regular version character to your ultimate.
위험 개체 접근 경보잖아. 아무래도 꽤 강한 놈이 왔나 보네.
Though you still need a bunch of catalysts, I think. I don't know. I haven't tried it yet.
여보게, 계승자. 고출력 벌거지 신호가 또 포착됐어. 끝도 없네 정말. 부탁할게. 벌거스 시설의 에너지 흐름이 이상한데? 어라, 또 방어 병력이 도착한 모양이야. 빌어먹을 놈들은 왜 끝이 없어? 제기를. 이 경고장치 고장난 거 아니야? 또 올린다고?
Why are they showing up here? No, oh well, whatever. Oh, I see. Some of the folks are trying to do multiple points at the same time. I was like, why are the enemies spilling out over here? That makes no sense. But it does make sense if somebody else is at another checkpoint. God, I had this one Ina's player that I was playing with that just went to every single checkpoint and launched snare like before anybody else was finished with any of the other checkpoints. And so you know, in doing that, it meant that all the enemies spawned and that they started spreading out all over the map, and they started like running in between all the maps too. So it just made it harder than it needed to be. I was just like, what are you doing, man? Are you trying to make this harder, or do you think like activating all the points at once makes things easier? So yeah, that was one of those games where I barely made it out alive. Just because I just had one player just doing just a weird thing. Yeah, see, like here. Now the monsters are trying to run over here because you have 2 points that are active. And we took a little bit longer than normal because like some of the monsters were like stray monsters that we couldn't find. So I had to run around trying to find the other monsters because they had wandered away from their spawn points. I was like, yeah, this definitely wasn't a winning strategy. I'm not sure where he got it into his head that that was a good idea.
벌거스 시설의 에너지 흐름이 이상한데? 어라, 또 방어 병력이 도착한 모양이야.
Like, it's fine if you want to go to and secure another spawn point. You know, if you can solo the area and eliminate all the monsters. I mean, that's cool. That does make the missions go by faster. But like, if you just activate all of them at the same time and then just leave all the monsters as they are, I was like, well, that's not helpful at all. Now we spend twice the amount of time that we would because we got to run around and find the monsters.
바닥나. 방어 병력이 다시 모여들고 있어. 분명 놈들을 이끄는 벌거스가 주변에 있을 거야.
Uh-oh. Oh, you got him? Okay.
경보장치 고장난 거 아니야? 또 올린다고? 아, 저치 곤란하게 한 놈 더 나타나셨군. 부탁해, 게스트.
Uh-oh. Ran out of life. Sucked me dry.
좋았어. 이제 뒤는 나한테 맡기고 편히 쉬라고. 수고했어.
10. I think we do one more. Then I'll feel more comfortable with the amount of gold I have. Little corn upskirt. Little husk upskirt. Yeah, not quite the same.
피바다로 만들어줄게.
Hi.
계승자, 아무래도 네 도움이 필요해서 호출했어. 이놈들 말이야, 수상한 채굴기를 운영하고 있거든. 그걸 조사하려면 일단 지키는 병력을 모조리 쫓아버려야 해. 자, 시작해보자고, 계승자. 방어 병력이 아주 바글바글하네. 싹 청소해줘. 알겠지? 뭘 하길래 이렇게 철통같이 지키고 있는 거야? 저 빌어먹게 큰 채굴기 형태로 봤을 때 평범한 건 아닐 건데. 이 경보장치 고장난 거 아니야? 또 올린다고? 아, 저치 곤란하게 한 놈 더 나타나셨군. 부탁해, 게스트. 역시 직접 살펴봐야겠어. 그러기 위해선 네가 벌거스를 모두 정리해줘야 해. 잘 수 있지? 강한 놈이 왔나 본데? 잡아먹을 계승자! 고출력 벌거스 시도가 또 포착됐어! 끝도 없네 정말! 부탁할게! 벌거스 시설의 에너지 흐름이 이상한데? 어허라, 또 방어 병력이 도착한 모양이야.
아.
빌어먹을 놈들은 왜 끝이 없어? 새끼를.
아니야.
이 경고장치 고장난 거 아니야? 또 올린다고? 아, 저치 곤란한 게 한 놈 더 나타나셨군. 부탁해, 계승자. 계승자, 확인을 위해선 우리 작업반이 돌아다닐 수 있을 만큼 안전성이 확보돼야 해. 사방에 벌거스가 가득하구만. 완전 벌집을 들쑤시는 느낌이야. 빌어먹을 계승자! 고출력 벌거스 신호가 또 포착됐어! 끝도 없네 정말! 부탁할게!
Oh, we're gonna take a little longer.
벌거스 시설의 에너지 흐름이 이상한데? 어허라, 또 방어 병력이 도착한 모양이야.
Okay, that should be enough gold for now, until I run out again. But I'm glad there's an activity where you just collect a crap load of gold. That is not always the case with these kind of games. Where are we at? Oh yeah, we're at 12 million, so yeah, that works out.
어쩌면 메지스터야말로 진짜 인류의 희망 아니겠니?
17 and a half hours? Wow, okay. I have 153 of these. I probably need more. See, this is where all my money goes. You're in 300 mil? I don't know. I guess maybe you just spend different than me.
사랑하는 내 딸 다이아. 암살자에게 가장
Oh, okay. I gave Sharon the spy outfit. I forgot that that's what I gave her. Okay, well, we stop it there. This is meowmurai. You've been watching the First Descendant running on PC. And next time we play this, I'll have Ultimate Player and we'll build him out and see how he is. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching. I will see you at the next stream.